Season of Discovery Phase 2 has been out for a couple weeks now, and I haven't had a chance to try it, but I've had a lot of people come into my chat and be like, Crendor, are you playing Season of Discovery Phase 2? Crendor, when are you going to play Season of Discovery Phase 2? And to be honest, I just haven't had the drive or motivation to really play it. In fact, I'd rather play my classic hardcore shaman that is still stuck at level 47. And I'm almost to Azshara, so I really want to level him again. But I think I played so much WoW that I kind of just needed to take a little break. And I was like, okay, you know what? Season of Discovery Phase 2 will come out. All my friends and everybody's going to start playing again. That's when I'll start playing again, right? And then what happened was everybody was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then none of them started playing again. Or they were like playing on their own terms. Like some people were like, yeah, you know, I'm playing with other people. And that was that. And I was like, well, it's not as fun when all your friends aren't playing. You know what I mean? So I was like, I mean, I guess I could solo it, but what am I? I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna level a character alone on stream, and then I'm like, I'd rather just play my hardcore thing. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just see what other people are saying about Phase 2. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna poll my audience on YouTube, right? So I was like, I have a pretty big WoW following on YouTube, so I went ahead and I did a poll, and I said, have you checked out Season of Discovery Phase 2? And we had 20% yes, 18% no, but I might, 36% no, and I probably won't, and then 26% I don't play WoW, which, fair enough. But that's still only 20% said yes, which I thought was insane. I thought that was going to be like 30 to 40% yes, and then 18% no, but I might was like, okay, that's what I thought would be there. I thought it would be a lot more, even 50-50, but then no, and I probably won't, 36% kind of blew me away. So we had some comments, all right? Because I was like, well, why? People comment, right? We had, no, I'm currently without game time, bad economy here. That's fair enough. We had, I really enjoyed Phase 1 for a few weeks, but I haven't had the time to dive back into Phase 2. One potential flaw with these staggered phases is people getting busy doing other things in the interim, and it's hard to get back into the mood, which that's kind of how I felt, right? Like, as soon as you have a lot of people, this has happened in Wrath of the Lich King Classic, it happened in expansions, like retail it happens all the time, where it doesn't even have to be streamers and YouTubers, right? Just like your friends. You're like, guys, we're having a great time, but we've done a lot of this stuff, and you know what? We'll come back in the next patch, right? We'll come back when this next big thing happens. And everyone's like, yeah, great. And then it happens, and some people are like, oh, I'm just busy with work, or like, I don't have money, or I'm busy playing these other games. They're playing, you know, whatever the latest game is, right? And then you're just kind of stuck with like you and maybe like another person, and they're just like, hey, you know, there's not enough people. And then you're like, yeah, you know, and it's just, it's a game like this isn't as much fun when you don't have a group of people playing, right? And I'm not saying it's impossible, you know, but it's definitely not as fun when you don't have a big group of people to play with, because it's like that's just what these games are built around, right? Like we do it all the time with classic WoW. We talk about it, how it's very community driven. So when you lack that community for whatever reason, it's not as great. And sure, you can play with people on the server, and that's what I think a lot of people do when they don't have that, and that is cool. But I think then you add in the element of like just playing so much WoW and wanting like a break and stuff like that. I do think that plays into it as well, right? So let's see what some of the other ones we had are. I'm one of those who I'm one of those I don't play because I know I'd get hyper addicted, but fully enjoy watching you play it. Same as Warhammer. That's part of my other thing. I've been building a lot of Warhammer Old World stuff. I've built so many Tomb Kings. Funny timing on this poll. I just started for the first time last night. Lost majority of my guild to school. Season 2 launched at a horrible time. See, there we go. Haven't played WoW in over 7 years. Fond memories. Love the YouTube content. Can't go back. I've not played WoW since Legion. I got to raiding in Phase 1, but I got bored. Started trying out retail, which has been a lot of fun, although now I'm playing Wrath Classic, getting ready for Kata. And your sloth hoodie's the dopest shit of all time. Thanks, man. Hey, no problem. So, I think we are seeing kind of this trend, right? I think Season of Discovery Phase 1 really was, you know, like people being like, okay, this is a cool new thing. And I think Season of Discovery Phase 2 seems pretty cool. I've seen a lot of positive stuff about it, right? But at the same time, it does feel like people are either burning out a bit. There's a lot of options, whether that be new games, different versions of WoW, like Wrath Classic, Retail, whatever it might be, right? Or just like outside influences. And I think that in order to get more people playing again, it has to be another like a big change. I think it really has to be a big change, because I think the higher up you go in levels as well, people start falling off a bit too. Because if you go level 1 to 25, that's like, you know, people can do that pretty easily, like the majority of people. But once you get to the higher levels, you do have that time commitment of it starts grinding a bit harder, right? Levels like 35 to 40, 40 to 45, everything kind of slows down. Even though we're not at 40 to 45 yet, but you get what I'm saying, right? So I'm curious now, are you having fun still playing Season of Discovery 2? And how has it been with your community? Like, are you playing with your friends? Are you playing with a guild? Are you playing alone? Like, I'm genuinely curious to hear what more people are doing, especially if you're not subscribed to me and voting in the poll, because obviously my channel has a lot of variety of people. But, you know, what about you, right? I'm curious to see, because I genuinely do enjoy the concept of Season of Discovery. And I just kept asking myself, like, why am I not playing it, right? Like, I don't want to force myself to play something. That's like, that's not fun. Like, I'm not going to make myself play something. I have more fun doing my pointless top 10 stuff where I fly around and just find random shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I'd rather go find pointless top 10 stuff and be like, wow, that's a cool rock, than play Season of Discovery 2. Because I keep saying, again, I'd rather just level my hardcore character when I go back. So let me know down in the comments section below. And yeah, thanks for watching. And thank you to Zygor for sponsoring this video. Zygor, you can get 20% off with code crendor. They got guides for retail. They got guides for classic. I actually leveled in classic hardcore using their guides numerous times, and it's been great. I'm level 47. I haven't died yet, so I mean, it's working now. I used it for holidays. So check out Zygor for free in the comments section below, or the description, I guess. And then if you don't like it, you can uninstall it. But if you do like it, you can use code crendor for 20% off a premium subscription. So thank you again for watching. And if you want to check out some other stuff, here's a couple pointless top 10s you can go watch. I also got WoW GeoGuessers. Go check those out too. Okay? Okay. See ya.